Pokémon Journeys is the brand new series of Pokémon, and it marks the first time for the show to be a Netflix exclusive in the United States, although it's still being broadcast on TV in other parts of the world. Known as Pokémon Journeys in the West, in Japan the show is titled simply Pocket Monsters, which is the Japanese name for Pokémon and brings things back to the first ever series from the 90s. The Pokémon show is no stranger to other changes being made outside of Japan as well. This is something we have covered in the past, like for the show's previous series, Pokémon Sun and Moon. And whilst generally the show is kept quite family friendly all over the world, sometimes things in the English version can be made even more so. We don't usually receive official explanations on why these changes are made, but it's likely that the changes are the result of either the producers feeling that they would just work better for international audiences, or perhaps they are because of the various broadcasting rules in Western countries, and that sometimes these can be a little more strict than in Japan. The new series has so far had 36 episodes released in English, with many more on the way in the future, and so far things have been kept very similar to the Japanese version. There have been a few changes here and there however, the first of these being in episode 4. In this episode, Ash and the gang will come across a train conductor who, in the Japanese version, has a very distinctive mustache. Presumably due to its resemblance to a certain real-life evil dictator, the train's conductor's facial hair got completely removed outside of Japan. And then another change made to the show so far can be found in episode 16. This episode sees the characters exploring some old ruins where they run into a group of Coffagrigus. The ranger that joins Ash explains how to tell if Coffagrigus has a person inside, as the weight will push it down more. In the Japanese version though, this scene actually shows a human body entering the Pokemon and causing it to drop to the ground. Interestingly however, the sound effects of the casket opening and closing were not removed from the English version.
When a person is inside it, their weight tends to push it downward.
Also, this one isn't new for the new series, but in all Pokemon media released outside of Japan, Coffagrigus actually has a much more sinister name. In Japan, they are called Deathcan, death meaning the English word death, and can being the Japanese word for coffin, and so put them together and you have Death Coffin. There's also been another interesting change made so far, but this one was due to translation reasons. In episode 16, Ash mishears what a professor tells him, and in the Japanese version, it sounds like the professor is talking about Onyx. This then causes Ash to have a daydream about Onyx. This daydream was removed in the English version though, as in the English language, Onyx wouldn't have sounded like what the professor was saying. What do you think about the changes made to the series so far? As always, let us know your thoughts below, and until next time, thank you for watching.